Hello guys, welcome to today's stream. I've had a really good weekend, but I'm going to get started working up my mom's painting again today, so I hope you'll all enjoy working on some oil painting with me today, because I'm really excited. Really excited. I also have seen I've gotten a couple of warnings about connection issues, so if that is a huge problem, do let me know and I'll see what I can do about that. But for now, it looks like the warnings have stopped, so we should be all good. I seem to always get leakage from my little tubs for my solutions, so I'm gonna have to see if I can find something that doesn't leak as much, hopefully. We shall see. Hope you guys have had a really good weekend as well. I certainly have. So yeah, I think I'm going to get started on a couple of these birds. That's probably going to be my biggest goal today. So I'll see if I can get some clean solution because this is a bit messy, so I will be right back. Whenever I work with oils, I always need to be super careful because it really gets into your hands and you can feel it burning everything, so really got to be careful. My poor linseed oil, the lid has completely disappeared. It's crazy. You can barely use it, so it automatically opens its own lid. It's that damaged, so you kind of just stick it on. It's crazy. So now I need some new solvent because we're going to make some more progress, hopefully. That would be the idea. I'm actually wondering if I have another little tub that would be better if I can put the rest of my solvent in that, because my other little tub is leaking and I don't want to leak even more solvent than I already have. But this is going to need a lot of cleaning, so probably won't use that. We shall see. I may stick with what I've got for now and go from there. Try it another day. I am so happy that I got the odorless version of this because the other one gave me so many headaches. I just couldn't paint with it at all. Just wasn't working. So this is a lot better. Whole heap better. So I finally got my solvent ready. So I might just attach that to my palette and then it won't go anywhere. I don't know how much of my paint that I work with on Friday will still be reusable because I bet it's gonna be all dried up by now. Even though it's oil paint, I've just noticed that it doesn't, because I work with really thin layers, it doesn't last me a lot longer than a couple of days, so probably won't have a lot of success with that, that's all. So yeah, I think first point of call would be to work on the birds. The other thing I really want to make progress on today as well is removing. So my mum asked to remove the feathers on the top. I also want to because it's just not the right size. It doesn't really relate to the rest of the painting. So I kind of figured, let's just scrap it. We'll work with other elements instead. I'm gonna add a lot of clouds and a lot of dust and things like that. So we should be all right. But yeah, the question is, do I start with the clouds and this, well, probably the sky, or do I start with the birds first? Because if I start with the clouds, and I fix those up, I won't have too much drama with the rest of the painting. Because if I go over some of the birds, then that would be, won't be an issue because they aren't really detailed and everything. So I don't know, kind of want to start with that, which is going to be a lot of work. But I think if I really push it tonight, maybe tomorrow, some of that will be dried, and I can start adding the second layer, which will be exciting. So we'll give that a go. We'll see how that goes. I have a feeling I'm gonna need something a little stronger to clean some of my brushes off though, because some of these brushes just aren't. They're so dried up that I can't use them at all. Others are fine, so I'll try and use what I've got for now. See how I go. Hopefully it's not too much of an issue. So first things first, I need to mix some more paint, and unfortunately I did not go shopping this weekend, which means I didn't actually get any new paint. So I need to mix up the right colors, like we did last Friday. I can't just, rely on it like I thought I could. Can't just squirt paint out and lighten it up as I wanted to. I'm gonna have to put in the hard work. At least I've got some purple, so I kind of forgot about that on Friday. I don't know why I just didn't notice that, but I actually do have some lovely purple here, so I can use that. Mix some of that with my cobalt blue, and then I should be fine, really. Because I was really trying to mix some of my my magenta last Friday, and that was really hard to get the right, consistency. So hopefully the purple will make my life a lot easier, I'm expecting. We shall definitely see. But yeah, the beautiful thing about working with the oils is I'm going to be able to achieve that beautiful blendability that I wasn't able to with the acrylics. So I'm really happy about that, really excited. Can't wait to see the whole thing come together, really. Hi Robin, how are you? How are things going and how has your weekend been? So glad to see some little hamster emotes in the chat. Always nice to see those. I am just starting on my oil painting again, so hopefully we'll make some decent progress today. So currently I've got too much saturation going. Trying to lighten it up a little bit. can't complain about your weekend. Did some Christmas shopping. Okay. Oh, the shops here are so busy. It wasn't a good weekend to go Christmas shopping this weekend. I think because we had a lockdown weekend last week, and I think everybody just decided, oh, what if we don't have another free weekend or have a couple of weekends in a row where we can't go out, and then now everybody wants to go, Christmas shopping all at once, so it kind of makes sense, I guess. But yeah, I have a feeling that this is not going to be the right shade, but I'm gonna just keep going until I get the right tone. Need to reduce that saturation a little bit more. Was pretty busy today too. Okay. Did you guys have a lockdown recently, or has it been mostly good? Yeah, there we go. It's not ideal. I think it needs some more grey. I really want it to be less saturated, so I think if I lighten it up, mix some more grey, it should be fine. That's probably looking more like I want it to. So yeah, this is going to be a long journey, but it's going to be worthwhile for sure. So you need some more linseed oil, because that is now definitely the right tone that I want. It's been good here for quite a while in Brisbane. Okay, that's great to hear. Yeah, we've been mostly good. I think it's just, we had a bit of a scare recently because they thought that one of our, like a really popular pizza place down here was, had people infected with COVID, and so they decided they wanted to do a really strict lockdown, which made sense, but it ended up being a bit of a false alarm. So, yeah, there was that, and then everybody had to lock down for, I think it was around 6 days. It would have been longer, I think, if it had been a serious thing, but luckily it ended up not being too serious, so lucky for that. But yeah, I missed out on my art shopping this weekend because it was so hot, and I didn't feel like going out because those kinds of places don't really have good air conditioning, so. Hi, Endless Disorder! How are you today? How has your weekend been going? I'm sure you still have some weekend left. I've only got a couple of hours, then my weekend is over. So I'm making the most of it by painting. Oh, luckily you guys actually have a really good view, because my light is currently covering all of that, so it's a bit of a pickle, but that's alright. Doing good. That's good. How am I? I am actually feeling really good because I am getting to work on this painting of mine, and I'm really, really excited about it. So yeah, really, really happy. I made a lot of progress on this one last week, so I'm getting to the point now where I'm excited to finish it. I also have another painting that I'm planning to start soon, so it's one of my Ghost Bunny paintings, which I'm just waiting on some transfer paper before I can get that one set up, but I've already got the canvas prepared for it, so. Went to a really dope bookshop on Saturday, floor to ceiling of books. Whoa, that is epic, hey? That is really cool. Books are the best. I really, really hope they don't ever, have books just be digital. I mean, nothing wrong with a digital book, but it just, I don't know, having that tactile feel it's just irreplaceable and priceless, and it would like, I guess it would be good for the economy, you know, and not needing to chop down more trees, good for the environment as well, but I don't know, it seems so sad never to see a real book ever again, you know? Like, in a way, that would really ruin the industry for a lot of publishers and illustrators and things like that if people no longer really like purchase books. It's just not the same, you know, when it's digital, I guess, because you don't need that many illustrations, and I guess not that much effort goes into it. It's more about the writing, really, but we'll see. Your weekend was 10 days ago. Was like 10 days too long on money. So the faster it's over, the better. Okay. Do I do a lot of reading? It's something you wanted to start again. To be honest, I don't really read at all. I like collecting children's books, so Freya Blackwood is one of my favorite illustrators, and I love her books. I have a couple of like recreated Alice in Wonderland books as well, but I don't really, I don't really read. I more like looking at illustrations and things. Obviously, I've read a couple of books, but that was a really long time ago. Nowadays, I don't really read much, but I like buying books just because of the sake of, I guess I like collecting a book and being able to flip through those pages and see everything. Yeah. What kinds of books do you like reading? I really need to start cleaning my brushes better because it'll make my life a lot easier, if I did. But yeah, this is seriously a lot easier to blend than acrylics are. I'm so glad I switched over. Even just, even dry on dry, I find that oils are still a lot easier to mix, so plus you don't have that added annoyance where it dries a lot darker than you set it down, so it's kind of like a what you see is what you get kind of approach, which is helpful. You know what I mean with regards to books disappearing? Mechanica suggested you some Kurt Vonnegut books. Okay, what are those about? That sounds interesting. Do let me know if the microphone is getting a bit annoying, if it's making clicking sounds or anything, because I have it mounted to the canvas, to the easel, so it may actually pick up some of the bumping or things, so let me know if that's getting annoying and I'll fix it up. I'll switch to the other mic and then it won't be much of an issue. But yeah, this is really a dream to blend in comparison to the acrylic paint. I guess it's a bit hard for you guys to see where I'm painting at the moment because it's all covered by that other webcam, but soon enough I'll move to the other section and then that will work a little bit better. You believe most of his books have sci-fi elements. You don't know too much about them yourself. Okay, right. So do you like reading sci-fi, or was that just Mechanica's suggestion to you as like a out of your comfort zone kind of thing? It's hard to say. If I had to think right now, about a book that I'd like to read, like off the top of my head, there aren't really any I can think of. But I'm sure that like I could find some that would interest me. But yeah, I'm like, even though I don't really read by myself, it's still, I love books as an art form essentially, and in the same way as art is an art form, so is writing. So I just have mad respect for the whole industry as a whole. Those are the things we need to keep valuing and treasuring, because if they fall away, we don't have much left, At least that's how I feel about it. I'm sure a lot of people do feel that way. It's a genre you love with everything, but you really lack knowledge when it comes to books and you feel like you've been missing out. Yeah, well, I mean, it's a very time-consuming hobby, that's for sure. Trying to find time to read and such. Definitely. And you're trying to pursue art as well, which is in and of itself a really time-consuming hobby again, so makes sense. But yeah, books can be so inspiring. So you never know what kind of artwork that could lead to. I know for me, most of I wouldn't say most, but a lot of my inspiration comes from music and listening to new music, so that is definitely for me a huge thing. But books can be very similar. I think what I like about music as a form of inspiration most is, the lyrics aren't always very literal, so your interpretation of lyrics could be totally different from what that artist intended. And so when you put that to a piece of art, you don't have that concern that you're infringing on copyright in the same way. Whereas with books, it's a little bit of an issue, or it could be, I guess. Mechanica and you will try and read at least one chapter a day and discuss the book together once you finish. Ooh, like a reading pal thing. Just a question quickly, is my mic out of sync with the video at the moment? Because on my end it's looking like it is, but I'm not too sure if that's just me or if that's on your end as well. It does look like I'm having a lot of issues today. Perfect there? Okay, well that's good. Hopefully it won't, be an issue for anybody else. I'm not sure why it's being like that on my end. Do you guys regularly do join streams, or is that like a once-off thing that you organized? So if I had done this whole section in acrylics, I would have already had probably half of that dry up. So this is making my life a lot easier. And yeah, I'm just already getting the blending in one layer of oils that I have probably already done, I think, 6 or 7 layers in acrylics on this. So yeah, it's definitely heaps easier in the oils, that's for sure. You have more planned and hopefully soon. Okay, right. Well, that's really good. Joint streams can be so interactive. I wish it was easier on Twitch, to do those. Instagram makes it super easy, and you'd think with a platform like Twitch that they'd already have that implemented. I think they are trying to look at more official ways of setting that up, perhaps so that it actually shows that you're streaming on both people's accounts. Because I think at the moment it only streams through, like the way you guys did it, it would only have streamed through one of your accounts. But yeah, I'm pretty sure on once they implement that new method, it will hopefully transmit to both people's accounts. But I'm not sure if that's going to be a partner thing or whether it will actually be for everyone. Could be. Not sure. But yeah. I need some more white. So yeah, this is definitely blending heaps better than that acrylic is. You can see a lot more brush strokes with oil, which is usually just the way that it is, but it's not an issue. I actually kind of like having the brush strokes, so it sort of suits me. They do have a squad stream feature for partners, but you don't think they have updated it for years? Okay. So does that mean it's not really stable, or like it's missing out on features? Hi Murders! Thank you! I'm glad that you like the painting so far. Yeah, it's getting there. Were you here on Friday's stream? Because I don't remember if you were there or not. I'm pretty sure you were asleep because it would have been fairly late for you. Yeah, we're just getting started, so I'm redoing the whole background in oils at the moment because I'm not getting the blending I'm after in those acrylics. So yeah, I'm going to quickly go into the other room and see if I can soak my brush. This is the brush that I normally use for this background, but yeah, at the moment it's just not quite working. So I'll just pop out to the other room and see if I can soak this in some medium that I don't want in this room. So I'll just wait and soak up my other brush because I really need it. This is just not blending in the same way. When you become really reliant on one brush and then you don't have it anymore and then everything falls flat. So you think you were sleeping? You're not sure? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you weren't there, to be honest. because I don't remember that. I think it was really late for you. Acrylics look fun. This is oils actually. So all of that section probably was done in acrylics, but I've switched over now. Let's see if I can show you my acrylic paints. Trying to find out where I put them. Okay. I'll show you what brand of acrylic paints I like using. This is my favorite brand. These are Golden Open slow drying acrylics. They're really good, but they're still not as slow drying as as oil paints are. So you're still going to have to work really fast. Yeah, it's also just different working with acrylics. It's got a lot of a flatter texture. So this area is, you can virtually see no brush strokes, which is like it for what I wanted, that is awesome. But on this side you can see the shine of the acrylic stroke, the oil strokes. So yeah, it's a bit different, but I don't mind. What I really want is this blendability, and it's a lot easier with those oils, that's for sure. Bless the brushes, yeah. That's what you want to get today, some extra brushes. Yeah, definitely. But you guys it's already evening where you are in Brisbane, isn't it? Like, I'm pretty sure you guys are later than we are, you know? So you won't have a lot of time to do shopping anymore. Vinero, hello, how are you today? Mixing it all together, adding some watercolor too? No. I can't work with watercolor on board, but yeah, mixing acrylics and oils for sure. So I set the background and everything up in acrylics, and now I'm going over with some oils for the final details, really. Hopefully I'll finish her up and she'll look a lot better than she does at the moment. Still got a long way to go. But I am really happy with the progress I'm seeing this week and last week. I finally feel like I'm getting somewhere, you know. Never seen that brand there? Ah, right, okay. Yeah, golden acrylics are a very, I guess, niche brand, or like, they're a small company. They actually put a lot of care in their process. If you look at their Instagram page as well, you'll see how they hand churn the paint, or whatever it's called. I'm not too sure, but yeah, they do. They put a lot of effort into that, and it's really incredible to see. So yeah, definitely. You forgot to get your your brushes today? Oh no. Do you have time off tomorrow to pick some up, or not really? Because that could be good. Then at least you'll have to, you'll have something for the coming week to work with. I always hate it when I want to start a new project and I don't have the materials. And that is the nice thing about going digital, you don't have that worry that, oh, I need to get this canvas, I need to get this brush or that paint. I can just go. Everything's always ready and at my disposal. But I think I like the challenge of, figuring out materials and things, prepping it up. I like that aspect of traditional art, really. Even though it can feel limiting and can feel frustrating at times. It's sort of special. And hey, if the power ever goes out, well, with regards to lighting, I have an issue, but if it's during the daytime, I can still paint, so. The final countdown, that song's started to reverb in your mind now? Okay. Whatever that means. Bit confused, but sure. If it's a small company, then it's understandable that they don't reach Estonia. Yeah, they're not super small, but they're not, huge. They definitely do. I think they only have one factory, and they are in the States, so yeah, they're definitely a lot smaller. But if you are going to work with acrylics, definitely try their stuff. My preferred oil paint is Langridge, so that's what I like working with when I do oils. But when I do acrylics, I love my Golden Opens. So yeah, just always happy when I can find a brand that works the way I want it to. I really want to try and do the clouds while I'm working with wet on wet. If you're gone in a minute or two, it's because Windows Update requires its dues. Warned you already. Oh no, don't we all love that? Don't we all just love Windows and its relentless updates every day? I mostly use Mac now. I kind of switched over completely, so the only thing I really do on my Windows machine is my live streaming and my gaming. Can't beat Windows for gaming. And yeah, Macs. If you want to get a Mac that's able to keep up with the Windows gaming PC, you have to spend a lot of money, and it can just never catch up, really. Not only that, but a lot of games just aren't Mac compatible, so. You guess you'll struggle for a little with your round brushes. Do you only have round brushes? Are you meaning round like these? Because that would be quite difficult, to paint with in oils. You got a lot of different acrylics stored up, but you run away from colors. You're a monochrome black. I know, Murders, I know. Whenever I see your stuff, you're always going for those dark tones, one single absence of color in everything you make. But hey, in a way, that teaches you a lot of skills using contrast in a very helpful way. And if you can master contrast in monochrome, you can paint anything, really. Like, if your values in grayscale work, they'll work in color. So yeah, you've got no issues, really. So I'm probably going to need a couple of layers to fully cover the acrylics below. And I'm really happy that I started the background first, because I am going over a lot of these lines. So yeah, definitely was a good idea, Because you don't want to spend hours finessing over lines and then going over it and needing to redo all the work you did. So it's best if you can avoid that, really. This brush is actually a decent size for doing the background, to be honest. I don't know if I'm gonna need that other brush after all. We'll see. Yeah, those ones, seriously? Oh no. Like, the only things you can really do with a brush like this, if you're working, like if you have small ones, it's fairly useful for oils and stuff. This is my smallest brush. Trying to get it to focus. There we go. Yeah, this is my smallest brush. Those are kind of useful, but yeah, no, the other brushes, you know, with these big ones, it depends on the scale you're working with, I think. But yeah, that would drive me crazy trying to, you know, work with only round brushes. It would be real difficult, I would think. What scale do you tend to work in? I mean, I guess if you're doing very expressive work, then that's fine. But if not, yeah, I guess it's a bit of an issue, you know. So yeah, I'm just slowly working up this background. Afterwards, I'm gonna start adding clouds in, but probably not tonight. I'll have a look. I kind of want to have a bit of a gradient going as well, so going from light around her and then going to darker around the sides. But yeah, not sure at the moment how far I'll go. Because I think in some ways going wet on wet with the clouds could, you know, pull off a really cool effect, and I really want to try that, but also want to try and get detail in, so I don't know. We'll figure it out eventually. You'll take a picture of your paintbrushes, or what exactly? It's almost like the more you paint with a brush, the more you mold it into a certain shape or something. I don't know. So yeah, I'm definitely starting to scratch through to those bottom layers, and I don't want to do that. So I'll try and make sure to steer clear of that. You know, not go over the layers too much at this point, but rework them later on instead. Do you guys often get impatient when you're working on a wet layer and you want to try and get details added as well? Because I know I do that for sure. All the time. And then I just can't hold myself back, and I keep reworking and it just won't get there. Eventually I just get frustrated, but I realize I need to be patient. I need to let that layer dry. it was a time ago really that I was sort of figuring my painting style out, and I wasn't sure what kind of medium I prefer to work on most. So, sorry, canvas or board anyway. So I was just kind of flipping around a lot with a couple of options, and I tried canvas. I didn't really like canvas, but I sort of just went with it. Hi Pengu Pie, how are you? I DM'd you on Discord, by the way, so just check your Discord because you haven't replied to me, by the way. The new picture you took, the file is too big for Discord, so you'll post a bad one from the other day. Okay, right. You could try and resize it, but I know sometimes we're on our phones and you don't always have the right things. Can you actually resize a picture on an Android phone, or do you have to have a third-party app for that as well? Because I'm fairly certain on an Android phone you should be able to do that. The nice thing about this is I'll be able to go over in my glazing medium and add a lot of different shades now. So if I want to add more purple to a certain layer, but I don't want to, interfere with the tone of the layer underneath it, I can so easily do that with oils and just by using my glazing medium. You can do that with acrylics as well. Acrylics does have an equivalent to glazing medium. I just don't have any, so it's not a limitation of acrylics, it's just I don't have any. And since I'm mostly painting in my oils at the moment, it's not really worth it for me to invest in every medium for, every kind of painting medium I've got. Yeah, you could somehow. What is this video that you've posted, Peng? Because I can't at the moment. Oh dear. I think I've opened that on.
Hello? Hey, who? What's up?
Oh dear,
Nothing,
what have
B.
we
Just
opened
watching
that
the
on?
game,
Give me 1
having a
second,
bud.
I'm opening that on
What's
the
up
other
with you?
monitor.
Nothing. Watching the game, having a bud. True.
What on earth is this? Oh, that's what it is. It's the Budweiser ad. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for that. You just made me open that on the freaking stream and it actually started playing. I thought I had it muted. Oh my goodness, I hate you for that. I can hear you laughing from all the way here, so if you don't want to be on the stream, you better cut it out. Never gonna click on anything you send over again. Never. I've learned my lesson. Let us hope YouTube doesn't block that video now. That will be fine, it's just one of many, so... Oh dear. The times when they had good ads, right? You got some more YouTube videos for me to open? I am not clicking another thing. Not another thing from you. I was fairly certain my YouTube was muted, so I went ahead and clicked it. But no. I hope you guys can actually see some progress in this, because I know the shadows from the webcams can be kind of interfering a couple of, from a couple of angles when I'm working, and it's really hard to get the whole thing in, still have you guys able to see what I'm doing. And, you know, because when I'm zoomed in, I tend to forget to zoom back out. You're gonna lurk for a bit and go back to playing Death Stranding. What on earth is Death Stranding? Haven't heard of that. But that's okay. You can lurk away all you want. I really appreciate you just attending and being here. Showing your presence. Isn't Death Stranding just holding forward key W all the time? Yes, and delivery packages. Delivery packages? Meaning what exactly? Delivering packages. Right. Whatever that means. Peng, whenever you come on, I should just basically already expect to be trolled by you. I should just see it coming a mile away. And know that you've got an agenda with whatever you're doing. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow I won't have too much hassle because I'm hoping some of this will be dry by tomorrow. Just at least some of it. Here's a glowing review of Donkey. No, thank you. I would pass on that. Thank you very much. What is Donkey reviewing though? I really actually love watching his now wife, his wife's YouTube channel as well. Because some of the stuff she makes videos about, you know, for both of them is kind of funny. I really love just going through that. This is why I wanted to do the background layer before the birds, because I am sort of going over a lot of the edges and I don't want to start adding detail and then go over that all, you know, all over again when I start working the birds up. At least now when I know the background's done, that's out of the way, and if I do go over a section here and there, it's okay because I can just paint the same shade and it should be fine. Okay, Lurk, enjoy your stream. Thank you, Robin, thank you. When you come back, you have to explain yourself, Robin. How can you play that? Oh dear. So I have it a lot more, I guess, blue than purple this time, but I'm gonna go over in glazing medium right at the end and rework a bunch of this, so it'll retain the tones, but it'll be a little bit more purple, I guess, when I'm done with it, and I go over and adjust some other colors. How was your match, Peng? I hope that went well. I hope you set the family name proud. Did you guys win or did you guys lose? I'm super excited to hear. They didn't show up. What? That's odd, isn't it? Why didn't they show up? That's so weird. Does that happen a lot? So Pengu is playing RTCW matches. So representing Australian teams against. Currently, they were supposed to versus Germany tonight, so I was really excited to watch the live stream. I saw they started broadcasting that. I saw Ping Rage going online to broadcast it, and I was gonna watch it, but it seems like it's all cancelled now for some reason. That's very strange. Yeah, misunderstanding between the team captain and the team. You've rescheduled for next weekend. Okay, okay. Well, at least that gives you guys some more time to practice, you know? Scout out their weaknesses and things, so could be a good thing. Never know. It's being so easy to blend this. I'm so happy. Absolutely perfect blending. I will go over with some dark on the right side because I do see some streakiness. Like over here you can see the paint isn't perfectly blended just yet, and here as well. But that's fine because I still have plenty of time to go over that and fix that up. But I need to mix some more paint because at the moment I'm going too grey and it's getting less and less saturated, which is going to interfere with the colour of my birds. And we don't want that. We want the birds to be grey and the background to be more colourful, you know? It looks incredible. That's with oils, right? Yeah, it's with my my language oils, so these ones. But all of the background section you see down below, a couple of the birds has actually been started with acrylics. So I'm now going over in oils at the moment. But we should get a lot better blending with because I'm using the oils. So I'll see if I can blend this up a little bit better, because that's just looking a tiny bit too, you know, drastically different, going too quick from light to dark. So I'm going to see if I can fix that up a little bit better. I could never do this, you know, with acrylics, because by the time I'd be reworking this area now, those acrylics would be long dried up, and yeah, I wouldn't be able to rework that area. I'd have to mix more paint. I'd have to hope that I get the right shade, and then I'd have to hope when it dries it's still the right shade. So just a bit over that, which is why I've switched this one over to oils instead. I'm really happy that I did. So that is definitely already blending a lot better than before. So happy about that. Can that cause any problems mixing acrylic and oil even if it has dried? That's a very good question, Peng. You actually can't paint with oil and then paint over in acrylic, but you can paint with acrylic and go over in oils. What happens if you set down the oil first and then the acrylic is it actually cracks the paint, so you'll end up putting a lot of effort into your painting only to have it destroyed by the end of it. So as long as you go with acrylics first and then go in oils, you're fine, which is what I'm doing. A lot of people actually find that going with acrylics first helps them set a background a lot easier. For me, I kind of feel divided. It doesn't really make much difference to me. I'm very comfortable in both. I find that the blendability helps you know, smoother areas like the sky, for example. is a lot easier in oils, but yeah, some people like to set their backgrounds in acrylics and then go over in oils, so just a preference really. Interesting, you figured something like that might happen. Yeah, the other thing that happens is if your acrylics aren't properly dry, and if you're mixing, like this stuff that I have is quite okay, it's not as strong. But if I'm using stronger stuff, it actually can scratch off the layer of acrylic paint that you've got on the canvas or board. So you have to be really careful that, you know, with the amount. If you're using linseed oil, it won't do anything to the acrylic, but if you're using really strong solvents with quite powerful substances in, it can sort of erase that acrylic layer, which is not helpful a lot of the time. But yeah, you just want to stay clear of that really. Can you mix acrylic paint and oil paint when you're doing model model tank airbrushing and such, or are they no-nos as well? So I've got a lot more purple now, but because I can really easily blend it, you won't notice it. I can, you know, blend all the way in, and the oil paint sort of just adjusts the color for me. That's what's so awesome. So I do want the background to be quite purple because I want it to be distinct from the bird's blue. So hopefully I can fix that a little because I don't have it super purple. But there is going to be a limit as to how much painting I can do tonight because I'm already scratching through to that underlayer, and that's because my paint is too wet and it's just sliding over. So I have to let it set before I can really rework another layer. But that's fine, I can get that, I can hopefully dry that overnight, and tomorrow I'll give it another go. If it's still wet, I'll have to start working on the grass tomorrow or something else. I don't know yet, but we'll see. I also have a couple of commissions that I need to fix up this week, so I have to draw 3 rats, and they were somebody's beloved pets, so they all have a little unique personality bio that they, you know, their owner has sent through to me about them, and I love reading little bios about pets, so that was super sweet to read through, and I actually have been so excited to start this commission because it's very similar to a lot of the personal artwork that I draw. So getting to draw these 3 little rats in their own personalities is just going to be, yeah, really awesome opportunity. You're not sure, you used what's called a wash, which is a really thinned out oil layer applied after the acrylic has been laid down by an airbrush. That's never caused issues. Okay, so once again, you can set down acrylics and then oils, but not the other way around, it seems. That would kind of be, you know, in line with what it is for me and the way that I paint as well, so would kind of make sense, I guess. I remember the days though when I used to paint on canvas. I still don't mind canvas, but it's been a very long time since I painted on canvas. I started painting on canvas, and what really got to me and annoyed me was the amount of texture you get when you paint on it. I didn't like that. I also didn't like how the canvas would, like, especially if you're working on a low quality canvas, the canvas would just dent in and sort of bend a lot, and I didn't like that at all. It just didn't feel like, I don't know, I just didn't like the feel of it. So yeah, I tried to find a different canvas, like surface for my painting, and I found gesso board, and I really, really love it. I'll always paint on board now, so it just focuses more for me on the brush strokes than the texture of the canvas, which I like. And I like the feel when you touch the brush with the board, you know, it's real sturdy and everything, and I like that. So yeah, always be happy to work on board instead. Well, an acrylic wash would work well, you imagine, so you've never tried it the other way around. Right, yeah. I would guess that you'd get issues, but I don't know how airbrushing, you know, would interact with things. It could work, could not work. Bit of a guessing game, really. So obviously I'm trying to get it as blended as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect, but yeah, if I can get it as blended as possible, that would be good. But yeah, I'm trying to keep the layers thin, because if I keep them thin, not only am I using less paint, but I also get the paint to dry a lot quicker for tomorrow. And obviously that's the hassle about oil paint, you know, it does take a lot longer to dry, which is both a benefit and both a bit of a drawback. Just depends what you're after. Probably less of an issue with model tanks and airbrushes, since the layer of paint is really thin. Right, yeah, I would imagine so. I would definitely imagine so. So I've only got this section to go, and then I've essentially reworked that background layer, and yeah, we should be all good to start some clouds tomorrow. I'd be very excited to get that done. So I don't think I've done that area. Just got a couple of these detailed areas to go. And I'll probably need a different size brush, because I don't want to wreck a lot of those detailed areas that I've already worked on. But yeah. Hi Absinthe! Thank you so much for that raid. Really appreciate that. Welcome. Please do share some of your artwork with us. Glad to have you here. What were you working on? Yeah, drop your link. Can we have a shout out for Absinthe, guys? If any of my mods are active. If not, I'll send you a shout out in a couple of seconds. Oh, thank you for the follow, Blueberry Unicorn. I really appreciate that. So glad to have you here. Let me try and do a shout out for Absinthe. There we go. I'll be right back. I just need to switch off this monitor of mine. You're imagining she was drawing the guinea fowls, and that one guinea fowl is trying to get a peek at what she's drawing? Wait, her? What are you meaning? Oh, is that not a book in her hand? No, it's going to be more obvious. This is not a book. This is actually a paper bag. So it's going to be seeds that she's dropping. It's going to be seeds like on her dress and everything. So yeah, by the end of it, it'll make more sense, I suppose. But yeah, it's meant to be a paper bag. It's going to get more detail eventually, but yeah. How am I? Yeah, I'm good, Absinthe. Thank you for asking. Yeah, very, very excited to work on some oil paintings again. So, super, super happy. How was your stream? Do tell me what you were working on. That sounds awesome that you got to be creative on the weekend. Oh my goodness, thank you for the bits, Absinthe. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Not only are you sending your little family over here, but you're cheering as well. Do share your, drop a link to your Instagram page and I will have a look at some of your artwork. Are these actual guinea fowl? Yes, they are supposed to be. So this one is worked up a little bit more. But yeah, I'll eventually add a lot more detail to, you know, the ones in the background. I'm just holding off on that till I've got that background developed up a little bit more. Your stream was very chill and fun. So what were you working on as your last piece, Absinthe? You're not here? You're not here? Doesn't seem like that. Seems like you're gifting everybody every which way. Oh, thank you, Havanes. I really appreciate that. Everybody seems to love the little hamster emote, so happy. I wasn't sure how you guys were gonna receive that, you know. I knew I liked my hamster emotes, but obviously what you like and what other people like isn't always the same thing, you know. So it was a bit of a touch and go guessing game, knowing if you guys would like them. I am so terrible for always mixing paint on the canvas. I don't know if that's like a terrible thing to do or whatnot, but I like it. I always enjoy, you know, mixing paint on the canvas. Because I'm lazy, I suppose. Yeah, luckily, I haven't added a lot of detail yet to her arms and everything because otherwise I would be really stuck trying to not go over lines here and everything. So this is much easier, definitely much easier. By the way, you love the paper bag. Is she feeding them seeds? Yep, definitely. I'm going to have seeds trailing from her hand. I'll show you the original sketch. So just give me 1 second. I showed you guys last Friday, but not all of you were there, so I'll try and find the original sketch and show you what it's based on. You're gonna be the only one that thought it's a book. Yes, Peng, you are, and I'm going to laugh about it for the end of time. I'm always going to remind you, whenever you look at this painting, that you were the only idiot who thought that it was a book. By the way, guys, if you're wondering why I'm so hard on Peng, he is my brother, so it's a bit of a sibling rivalry going on. So he has a lot thicker skin. Don't worry about him being, you know, abused and offended. He'll throw it back right back at me. So I'll have to show you guys like this because It's a bit hard, you know, under the webcam, but you can hopefully see a couple of those seeds that she's feeding to the little bird. It's got the paper bag, the other bird's pecking some seeds on her skirt. So yeah, it's a bit tricky to show you guys in this format. Next time I do a drawing stream, I'll see if I can show you guys some of the detail on here, and hopefully that'll make more sense. But yeah, this is the drawing that the painting is based on, and hopefully it'll turn out as good as the drawing did, because I was really happy with the drawing's progress. You're very offended. You're being abused. Please help. Oh dear. Poor Peng. Poor Peng. Where is Zazu in this one? He deserves all the seeds. He does, doesn't he? Yeah, he's gonna be a bit... Well, his favourite thing, actually, is pistachios. So, little, like, hard to open nuts, but he's real good at opening them, so... So if these were pistachios, he would be real offended, but I'm sure he'd be okay missing out on a couple of seeds. He's not a huge fan of seeds in the same way. Pistachios are his thing. Zazie deserves the best pistachios? Yeah, definitely, doesn't he? Definitely. By the way, how is Grace doing with that dragon painting of hers, Hovanes? Is she making a lot of progress on that one? Because last time I saw her post, she was almost done with that. It didn't look like it had really far to go. That's like one of my favorite paintings of like that she's ever done. That one and her maze. The maze one is just incredible. My work is very inspiring. You're glad to be able to enjoy the process. Thank you, Blueberry. You've got such a cool name, by the way. Blueberry Unicorn. It, like, I don't know, every time I get to say that name out on my stream, it makes me happy. Like, I'm just imagining an actual blueberry unicorn. And it's kind of cool. You're your own species, right? But yeah. I really am glad that you enjoy being a part of the process. That makes me happy. Thank you, Hovanes. You're so kind. Gifting everybody subs really means a lot. I really appreciate that. She struggles a bit here and there, but you try to keep her motivated. Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine. She's, you know, working so hard on the side as well, and trying to, you know, find time to paint is already a huge challenge, that's for sure. It's a real shame that streaming was really interfering for her with her process. Because, yeah, it does help to, you know, be able to spend time creating with people when you're trying to paint. A little Pikachu emote! Oh, that is so sweet. So sweet. So really I'm just trying to blend the rest of this in. A cute emote for a cute person with a cute name. That is true, that is definitely true. Gotta have all the cute emotes on this channel, don't we? Those Pokemon are awesome. They really are, aren't they? Does anybody here actually play Pokemon Go? I started, but I don't I still have an account, and every now and again I pick it back up and I'll like catch a couple of Pokemon, but don't really follow it, don't really avidly play. Because that thing was really, really popular when it came out. It went like wildfire, and I think it sort of it had a big rush start and then it kind of died down. People really quickly lost interest. I don't know why. I think the hardcore Pokemon fans didn't have all the features in the game or the interactivity in the game that they thought they would, and I think that kind of put them off. But you know, and the people who weren't avid Pokemon fans just didn't quite get the point. So I don't know, that's just my theory, really. I was never a, you know, dedicated Pokemon player, so wouldn't really have a clue. Does seem very different from the other Pokemon games, that's for sure. So yeah, one big reason actually why I switched over to oils was because I got my oils and then I had a conversation with Grace about not being able to achieve the softness and smoothness in oils. So having conversations with other art friends at times, you know, can be really motivating because you get to chat about the same problems. And when I heard her reaffirm, you know, her having the same struggles as I did with, you know, getting that smoothness and blendability, you know, I was really happy that I took the plunge, and I knew, you know, both of us feel like we're on the right direction, so it must be good. You used to play it for maybe 3 months. People stopped playing after the nice weather went away. Ah, okay. You don't even have time for Twitch anymore unless one of your favorite streamers goes live. I know, right? It's like, that's the way it just goes lately. We only have so much time to spend on things. Well, tonight I'm not actually going to stream for a very long time. Probably about to finish up soon, because Peng and I are going on a bit of a late night drive, so I'll be doing that, and then tomorrow I will have a daytime stream, which I'm hoping will cover a lot more of the time zones in the States, because yeah, it can be quite late for you guys when I do my nighttime streams, and so hopefully that way a couple of you guys can watch during the daytime and it shouldn't be so difficult, you know. I always feel bad when people stay up late to watch live streams. I do that, and I don't feel bad when I do it, but I always feel guilty when, you know, force other people to stay up, and I'm like, oh, you guys should get sleep because you have work the next day and whatnot, so. But people have their own lives and like running it the way they do, and you never know if they have a night job or something, you know. They could. You try to have conversations with artists, but you never understand anything they say. Stuff about tones and warmth, proportions and ink or something. But you like watching. Right, right. Well, like, I'm sure Grace could help you out with a lot of that terminology. You know, she'd definitely be very familiar with that sort of thing. But yeah. Oh, Jovanes, thank you so much for yet another sub. I really appreciate that. So kind of you. Just got back from your night job actually. Yeah, and like that's what I sort of assume, you know. Um, People who come on at those hours could have night jobs, and yeah, what kind of job do you do, by the way? Driving around in the night? Well, we like going out for scenic drives at nighttime, you know. It's real beautiful. And when you go for late night drives, you kind of feel like you own the road as well. Because everybody's asleep and you're like the only one of few who are driving, and so it kind of feels like you own the road. Yeah. And you can like listen to relaxing chill music or whatever kind of music you want to. It's real great. Nice and relaxing. So yeah, we'll try to not go for too long because it can be real thrilling and then you don't want to go to bed. But I have to get some more painting done tomorrow and I have to do some commissions this week as well. She tried too many times, you're a lost cause. Right, right. I'm sure that's not true. I'm sure that's not true. But yeah, thank you so much, Hovannes, for all the support. It means a whole lot, really. I'm so thankful to, I mean, not just know Grace as well. She's been a really inspiring friend on Instagram for I think we've been messaging on Instagram for a couple of years already. So yeah, definitely really appreciative of not only her friendship, but you know, seeing her artwork in my feeds as well. Thank you for the follow, Mr. eCat85. So glad to have you. Please do feel free to introduce yourself and yeah, tell us a bit about what kind of art you like. You know, tell us a bit about your art interests, what kind of paint you like working with. We always love to hear more about you guys. Always lovely to see a new friendly face here, so that's real awesome. Hovannes, if you don't mind, could you drop a link to the maze painting that that Grace did? I would love to show that off. That's one of my favorite paintings she's done. That one and the little dragon that she did. But yeah, please, if you can, drop a link to that one. Otherwise, I'll share it in my next stream. I'll find it tomorrow and share a little bit of that because that's one of my favorite paintings by her. The maze painting? You'll try to find it. One sec. No worries. Thank you. Sorry that I'm just... I don't have a lot of, you know, a good screen resolution on here, so for me, sifting through that is a bit tricky. Much easier probably for you to find it. I don't think it was that long ago that she posted it. I'm fairly sure she shared that somewhat recently in the span of the last couple of months. So it shouldn't be too hard to track down. That is one of my favorite paintings by Grace for sure. Mr. E from Instagram, welcome. I thought it was you, I just wasn't sure because I'm pretty sure you were here before, so I would have assumed you'd already followed, but this painting is looking really beautiful. Thank you, thank you. How is your connection going? Because I know you really struggle to, you know, watch the streams over there in China. I know that it's not the greatest connection for you. So I hope it's holding up at the moment. My paint is now at the point where it is perfectly blending for me. I am so happy. So happy. How has your day been, Mr. E? Hope that you've had a good weekend over there. Okay, so you think she made 2, but you'll whisper one of them to me if that's okay. Maybe this is the one. Could you just post it in the chat instead of whispering it to me? Because I want to share it with everybody anyway. So if you just drop the link in Instagram, that's fine. So the Instagram link in my chat is what I meant. Please do that. And it is lagging on your end. Maybe it will be better in the daytime in China. Hopefully. I hope that's not something to do with the, the filter that China's got on everything with your connection. Hopefully. Thank you for the follow, Gabriel Eshbanvala. So glad to have you here. Please drop your your interests about art. Tell us a little bit about yourself and everything. We'd love to get to know you a little bit better. You think this was the one? Let us have a look. I'll quickly see if I can share that with you guys. See if that's working. Definitely. Okay, I'll share with you guys. This is Grace's work, guys. I am in love with everything she does. She has really conceptual work. It is totally undervalued. She has way too few followers, guys. So if you could please go and follow Grace, and if you see her work, like it, because you have no idea in this day and age on Instagram the difference it makes when you like somebody's posts. It's huge. I mean, you mean a lot more to them just by liking their work. But yeah, this is Grace's work, guys. This is one of her really conceptual pieces that I love. It's so full of interest. There's such a story behind it, and I think there's a lot of different ways, at least for me, that I could interpret this piece. And yeah, it's just the way she put together the maze here in the foreground, having the girl sort of wondering about that. You can see that she's intrigued. It makes you think of, what's going on in her mind. To me, that's what I feel this piece is saying. She's trying to figure out maybe a complex thing in her life, or, she's in the maze herself, so it's got that little bit of an Alice in Wonderland vibe about it as well. But I just adore this beautiful composition that she's put together. It really draws you into that piece. Yeah, I love that. So is this Grace's account here? Should do. So this is Grace's account, guys. So if you could follow Grace Levian Art, that would be great. This is one of my latest pieces that she's done. I absolutely adore this piece. It's so soft, not too detailed. She's got that pop surrealist feel going to it as well. Look at those clouds. Those are so hard to achieve. That subtle, gradient, and it's just gorgeous. The colors in this, the tones work so great. I'm in love with her work. You guys really need to check her stuff out. Everything she does is beautiful. She hasn't had a lot of time lately to be painting because she's unfortunately juggling a part-time job, and yeah, she and I had conversations about that, I think end of last year, when I was really frustrated to try and find time to paint, and we both just really related to the struggle to try and do work and paint at the same time. It's not easy, but she's really trying to push her talent. You can see, she's putting in a lot of layering into those oil paintings, putting in glazing and different techniques, and there's a real softness to her work. And you just look at that. Reminds me of those old paintings you've got, but with a modern twist. She also shows off a lot of the process of her paintings, so you can see those initial stages and how everything transforms. You just adore her work. She needs to have more followers, guys. She needs to have more. You really need to check out her work and keep up to date, because she's going to be one of those artists that ends up in galleries one day. Oh, you're welcome, Hovannes. She deserves it, and I'm just happy she's got a supportive partner who's encouraging her in that, because her talents are far beyond what she probably realizes, and I don't want to see her giving up on that. So yeah, the little bit of support everybody could give her would go a long way. Not hearing all of what is said? No worries, we'll certainly go look at Grace's work. Definitely do, and follow her work though. Cannot see her handle though. I'll share her account. I think that should be her username. That should be that. You're sure she will be over the moon? No worries. Well, I'm already feeling so supported, with what she's just meant as a supportive artist friend on Instagram. So that alone has been awesome. It's not often that you find people who you really relate to, and you also, it's always an added bonus when you like them as a person, but you also like their work. It's not often that you feel both. And Grace really understands, the whole pop surrealist art niche as well, which is a very difficult to understand, niche in the art world. I see a lot of people trying to just paint things like, they've seen that Mark Ryden has put things like meat in his work, and so they try to incorporate that as well. And, while I get that is, what Mark Ryden has done, I just feel like there's a bit much of the gory side in pop surrealist art and not enough of the conceptual side. What I like seeing when I look at pop surrealist art is that really strong concept behind the work. And not a lot of people who are entering into that realm of art understand what it's really about. And I just really appreciate that Grace does, and you get to see interesting work that has, thought put behind them. It's not often that you get people who put that much dedication in their work, so yeah. I think we're at the point where I'm really getting to be very happy with this background, definitely. I'm really amazing, thank you. Well, you guys are really amazing, and I'm so glad I found friends in you guys, so really appreciate that. When artists start using art language, you immediately feel like you stepped into a foreign language lesson. Well, I'm so sorry, but there's no other real way to, I guess, describe why her work is, really different and why it has that edge without using art terminology, because, she's gone beyond the level where you're no longer just looking at, the way she uses color and things. She's gone to a different level, and so the only way to really understand what she's done with that work is to go and analyzes deeper elements, I guess. And yeah, that's why why you gotta really understand art in order to appreciate it properly. And a lot of these things get missed if you don't understand them, sadly. But I'm sure she's probably talked to you about that, being your fiance and all. She'll probably have had conversations with you and tried to explain a lot of that to you. So you should not be totally foreign to it, I'm sure. You're kidding, you do think it's quite awesome how much art has to offer and how much goes into it. Yeah, no, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. So I just want to blend these last little areas of her, around her, because tomorrow this is going to be dry. I won't be able to mix this up in the same way. Or at least I hope it's going to be dry, because I want to start on those clouds soon, so hopefully it should be, but we'll see. We'll see by tomorrow. You can still see some of the acrylic underlayer showing through as well. You've got those feathers that I painted over earlier, so just want to make that a little less obvious. But I'm going to need a lot more layers than this. Just gotta wait for it to dry up, right? Yeah, she always talks to you and explains everything. You just nod and smile and kind of recap some of the points she made with emphasis. Right. It works most of the time so far. It in itself is an art to keep up with a conversation like that. Well, I think she's just, also got a real passion for that industry, so yeah, I guess she's just got a really broadly educated vocabulary, so. But I think it's awesome that you have the patience to, listen to what she's got to say and everything, so, I'm sure she appreciates just having that listening ear to recap, those ideas. Sometimes it's all that we as artists need, is having somebody to complain to about our art ideas and, go, oh, I don't know, should I use this color or that color? What do you think about the composition here? And so just having that listening ear with you is in and of itself already enough, Oh, real sorry you can't stay. The child is sleeping. You're using 4G, not cheap. It's still lagging and you're sure it's just you. VPN use and high traffic time in China. Oh no, yeah, definitely hop off. Yeah, I'll definitely see you again another time, Mr. E. I hope you get some better connection soon, that's for sure. Thank you, Havane. So sweet of you. Definitely appreciate that. So glad that you're so supportive of everything. Thank you for being so kind to everybody as well. I really appreciate that. You have a cute hamster with wings now, your guardian angel. No, definitely. Hamsters everywhere, don't we? We should have them everywhere. Yeah, this is the first time that the sky is working out. When I did this in acrylics, all you could see was the patchiness all over. So I'm finally getting the blending I'm needing, which is great. So next thing tomorrow, what I'm going to do is start adding really subtle clouds in the background area. And yeah, that'll help break up the whole, extensive blue that you've got. I'll try to show you guys what I've done with some of my other paintings for the sky area. Should help make a bit more sense. This is how I've done the clouds in my alien painting. So I'm hoping to bring in a little bit of that detail to this painting as well. Will really just help add some depth and not have that background seem so flat, you know. I also have my other oil painting that I may work on this week if I'm not too busy with commissions, but I probably will be a little low on time for painting this week because I need to finish some rat commissions, but I am excited for that, definitely. So I think it's time to end today's stream because Peg and I need to go for a bit of a late night drive. It's a little quality time and special scenic drive time. So yeah, I'm very excited to go for a drive, get some snacks, and wake up early tomorrow. Then I can, you know, do some more painting tomorrow. So I'm sorry that today's stream has been so short. I will try and stream a little bit more tomorrow. But yeah, I will try and see who's online and who we can raid. So if you guys could stick around just for like 5 to 10 minutes once we raid them, you know, or a little longer if you're enjoying yourselves, that would be super, super appreciative. But yeah, I just wanted to thank you, Hovanes, for all the subs tonight, gifting subs to everybody. You've been so, so sweet and so kind, and please thank Grace as well for being such an inspiration and such a supportive friend, definitely. Blueberry Unicorn, glad to see you're still here, but thank you for popping by as well and for following today. I really appreciate that. I will quickly see who we've got and who we can raid tonight. So it seems like Becca and the Bear is working on some really, really cool printmaking tonight. So I'll go and have a drop you know, a raid to her account, and then if all of you guys can follow me and just chat around for a little bit, you know, introduce yourselves in her stream and yeah, check out some of her cool work, that would be great. But yeah, to all of my mods today, you murders, thank you so much for being here and yeah, just making everybody feel welcome. Thank you, Hovanes, for the sub again. For all the gifted subs, thank you very much. And to everybody who followed today, thank you. And I hope you enjoyed it, but I will see you guys tomorrow. Let us go raid Becca and the Bear. And I will see you guys over there. But see you next time, guys. Have a nice night.